Hey people, it's Ashley with Music After Dark HTX. Let me get my shout outs. I like to do them now at the beginning because I will totally forget. So shout out to Lucid Scream Studios for letting me record here. Make sure to turn into the Houston Collective on Fridays at 8 p.m. because the podcast gets replayed there. So that's super cool. Shout out to them. Okay, so we are going to do names and then positions in the band, and then the name of the band in case anyone hasn't guessed yet. So do you want to start with you, and we'll go this way?
My name is Matt. I'm the drummer.
Okay.
My name is Leslie. I am the vocalist.
I'm Gil, the guitarist.
And I'm Boudreaux. I'm the bassist.
Love it.
And we are
When
the Sun Dies.
I love it. How long have you guys been together? When did you guys form?
Well, collectively, as a whole, it's been about 2 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've just been rocking since then. What do you think?
How did you guys get together? Were y'all all in other projects, or how did you guys meet?
So, Matt has been in another project, and he's actually been a family friend of mine.
Okay.
These two went to high school together, and he asked me at like New Year's Eve, probably like 2 years ago, "Hey, you want to try out for my band?" And I was just like, "Well, the most you can say is no. You're still gonna be my compadre after." So I was just like, "Fuck it, I'll try." And then Boudreaux got introduced into the band. So he's been rocking with us since probably 6 months after I joined.
Okay. So how'd you find him? Craigslist?
I work with.
Okay.
I work
He
with
works
Gil.
with
So
Gil.
we found him on Grinder.
No.
I'm just kidding, buddy.
On Craigslist.
Somebody, there was a band. That's how somebody, he was new to Houston, and that's how he ended up finding the band was Craigslist.
Yeah,
That's
Gil
cool.
actually has utilized Craigslist trying to find bands when we're trying to get another band to join us in San Antonio. We were having a hard time just because a lot of bands in Houston have been booked on that day. So we're like, let's find some local. And he used it, and it was quite comical. One of the responses he got, I was just like, "What?"
Yeah,
Dude, I
we
bet it
probably
was.
shouldn't go into that on air.
No,
That's
it was funny.
So you guys have played out of Houston then? Yeah, you played in San Antonio?
Not yet.
Not
Our
yet.
San
This will be our
Antonio
first time.
show is going to be April 11th at the Mix.
Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday.
That's exciting. Is
It'll
this-
be exciting because it'll be a band trip. We all are going to be traveling together, staying at the same hotel, and out of Houston. So
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
I'll break the door down. So it'll be fun.
That's exciting. Have y'all played in Austin or Dallas yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we will.
That's exciting.
We're aiming to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where all have you guys played here in Houston? Everywhere? Have you played everywhere?
Let's see. We've had 19th Hole. We've had Scout Bar. We've had BFE. We've had Black Magic Social Club. We also have another show at Oleman.
Ojimon.
Ojibwan.
1810 Ojimon.
1810 Ojimon. I remember going to that venue. It's really cool, but it's something we haven't played at yet. So
That's cool. It's a cool venue. It's different.
Mhm.
It's different for sure. It's over in Spring Branch.
so it should be fun. Should be fun to have all of us there because going to a show there is different than having my guys with me. So
Yeah. Do you guys go out to see other shows when you have the time?
we try. Yes.
Together or just individually? Or a mix of both?
A mix of
Mix
both.
of both.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Do y'all live in Houston or do y'all live outside of Houston?
In Houston. I think
Houston.
we all live pretty much on the northwest side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm the one that lives the farthest. They live relatively close.
Okay. I love it. So who does, okay, do you do all of the writing and everything for the songs? Is that everyone works together on that?
I do most of the writing. There
Okay.
are a few songs that have already been written that I just keep. I keep the lyrics down because it's good stuff. So, but for the most part, it's just stuff that comes out of my brain when I listen to the music. I'm just like, I kind of go in a trance and just write what I feel the song should,
So
grab.
do you usually have the words first and the music comes later, or do you have music first and then the words come?
I'm gonna take this.
He's like, I got this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So every song that we have, I program drums to them. Yeah, on the computer, and then I send them to this man right here, Gilbert, and he tracks guitars to them, and we also collectively come up with like samples for them, and he'll send them back to me within like same day or next day, and we'll listen to them, critique them, change them up, and that's our song. We send them to her. She writes lyrics to them. Boom, song.
Yep.
Dude, that's pretty cool. So technology is definitely helping.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
We do jam sessions too sometimes and come up with some new ideas, but for the most part, like, these guys are really instrumental in getting content that I can write stuff to, and it's really fun. It's a different way to write music, but it is effective for us. Very effective.
That's really cool. Social media. Do you think it helps or hurts?
It depends on what you put out there, I guess, but for us, I think it's helped.
Y'all have TikTok, Facebook,
Not TikTok.
Instagram, not TikTok. So Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook are the main things that we're using right now, yeah. Along with DistroKid and, the music content that it pushes out to Spotify and Apple Music and Pandora. So it's definitely a vibe. Social media can be a blessing and a curse for most people. I think we're really effective just because we could do reels. Like, at some point, the goal is to have our own Discord channel where we can stream part of our practices. So that way I have so many friends that don't live here locally that support metal music and stuff, and they're just not able to make shows. There's no way they can. But I feel like once we break that door down, it'll be so much more effective to draw more attention to what we're trying to accomplish here. So
And I think Twitch as well. Eventually, I think we'll start streaming rehearsals to Twitch. I know Gil plans on, streaming his rehearsals just on guitar and our music, and I plan on doing the same with bass.
That's cool.
Try to get more people, drawn in.
yeah,
Right.
Possible.
Get your social media numbers up and growing too,
Just
right?
people
so you
to
can get
listen.
other places besides Houston.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think it's really important because people want to listen to bands before they book them, and not only just for them to book, but for them to enjoy and save and be like, oh, that's I know her or I know him, or oh my gosh, that's Boudreaux, and they got family and work and stuff, and they can't always make it. So yeah.
No, but the whole streaming thing, like, so explain that to me real quick, because I know that I want to do that with her, just like live
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
or whatever.
So essentially, you just be live streaming to those platforms, and it gives you a little bit more of an avenue, not just Facebook or Instagram, because Discord, especially in Twitch, a lot of people are gamers, and they like to listen to metal music when they play games and shit. So, I mean, it would be really fun also just to, at family, that live out of state.
Look, people
There's so
are
many
people
out-
are always online
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying
definitely.
to listen to music.
A lot of people on Twitch, a lot of
You know,
people on the
yeah.
other platforms as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you go on rabbit holes with music
Interesting.
too. So if you have like a band that sounds like a similar band, it'll feed it to their playlist. And
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, like
Look, you're the techie person. You should look into that. That's your job.
it is difficult. It is super. And we've been
It's a whole
talking
thing.
about this for months. So we're still trying to figure it out ourselves.
Okay.
yeah,
Well, you
there's
just let me
a
know.
there's a toggle for donations on Twitch.
Yeah.
People just throw you money.
Yeah,
if they
that's
like what
true. That is
they're
true.
seeing. That's
that'd
how
be a
people
win.
make.
Well, they can
money.
they can subscribe to you. Number one is 3 different levels of subscription that they can do every month if they want to. If you have Amazon, they can get a free Amazon Prime. Subscription, you allowed one per Twitch.
That's pretty
You
cool.
know, yeah, and it doesn't cost them anything if they're not subbing to anybody else, and it gives you revenue.
Yeah.
Same thing with donations. You could have a donation link where people can just donate $50 to you if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I had no idea. That's
Yep.
cool. That's cool. I had no idea. Look at all the stuff I'm learning tonight. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's.
I'm
I mean,
learning
it's
a lot.
stuff that we've looked into, and we'll get there. But we definitely want to play other venues too. So
Okay. Is it okay? So, was it hard to get booked in San Antonio?
Gil,
I sent emails to I think every club that plays metal in San Antonio, and I only got one reply. And they had us booked with a band, and everything was cool. And then that band had an issue within themselves, and they dropped out. And then it was, okay, you can either cancel the show, or you guys play 3 hours, or you find somebody else.
literally, that's what they
Yeah,
said.
and it took about 2 weeks before we got a hold of somebody who
And we
who
tried.
committed, because we had a lot of interest.
Right.
A lot of people said, I really like you guys. I want to play with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get with the rest of the band and make sure everyone's free. 2 days later, they couldn't do it.
yeah. We even talked like you said earlier. We even talked to the bands here in Houston that we were friends with, and everybody was busy on that day. They couldn't do it.
Damn.
Somebody was out of town on that day. You know, just one of those
It's
things.
harder, right? The more members you have, I guess, in a band, schedules,
Mhm.
jobs,
Yeah,
wives,
family.
kids, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a whole. Let's talk about your day job real quick.
Ugh.
She's
Okay,
like,
so
I made it.
I
I'm on
lit-
time. She's like,
I literally was throwing camera gear and film gear into trucks and making sure everything was kosher before I was just like looked at the clock and I was like, I've got 25 minutes. And it takes 25 minutes to get here. So I literally probably went 80, 85 miles per hour on 290. And then like it took me down the road. So Gail had to come rescue me outside. I don't know why it sent
it
me down
takes
there.
people weird places sometimes.
Yeah, it really does.
It has taken people to like the building right past this one.
Yes.
For some reason.
That's where I was.
yeah.
It's because people are looking for Fisher Road, and the fish on the right side.
Oh,
and-
the
and
sign
Fisher's-
is
and
knocked.
Fisher's not there. It's on the other side.
The sign is also knocked down over here.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
knocked down,
tilted.
yeah.
So the west,
I
the
passed
Little
it out.
York. That's
Yeah,
the
that would
sign
explain
that's
it.
like.
U-turn.
So I went through the parking lot on the next, but we're good. Yeah, but it's just run and gun with me. These guys, they have a clock in and a clock out time, and when they cut, they're done. But
Because you film, is that what you do? Or you?
yeah, I work film crew
Okay.
primarily.
How did you do that? I'm curious. Did you go to school for that?
I did
or-
not go to school for that. It started, about 4 years ago. A good friend of mine asked me to be just hey, you want to play a nun with a gun and a drug lord girlfriend? I was like, fine, yeah, I'll do that. And then I found out that I really enjoyed it, and I stuck around on sets and just got a call. Hey, you want to learn how to be a production assistant? And it's full time doing that now, freelancing. So I work for myself.
Okay.
So yeah, and these guys have been so supportive. I know it's been crazy trying to get shit scheduled. So now we have our own little band calendar that we all, plug in our dates. Hey, I'm gonna be out of town, or hey, I've got something on this day. I've got birthday party or whatever. So we try to.
Google Calendar.
Yes.
Technology for the win. You had to
Yeah,
say.
it's been helpful for us. So
That's awesome. So let's go back when you guys were younger. Did you always know you wanted to be a musician or be in a band?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
absolutely.
100%.
Started beating on ice cream buckets when I was probably
I still do that.
6, 5, 6 years old.
Okay, so
5
you
gallon
always
bucket, too.
knew. Were you guys in like band or orchestra in like middle school and high school?
Yes.
I was until I got braces.
Yeah, I played the clarinet in the 7th grade. I once got second chair.
Hey, that one time at band camp,
Yeah.
I played trumpet, but it was like I was in A band until I got braces, and they knocked me down my sophomore year from A band to C band, and then I was just like, this fucking hurts. I don't want to do this anymore. I got was it like what's that Simpsons character, the Bloody Gums, with the plays the saxophone? Is it? Yeah. So I don't know. It was kind of like that was too painful.
I did snare and marching band, and I did drum kit for jazz band.
Ooh, you played snare. I didn't know that. Drum corps. Drum corps is fun to listen to in band. That's what got everybody hyped. Gil, were you in band?
No,
He's like, no, absolutely not.
no. I played at home. I was not in school band.
Mm.
He was gonna say band nerd, but he stopped himself.
Yeah, he did.
Are y'all's families supportive? Like, were your parents supportive?
Yes, very
Yeah.
supportive.
Yeah.
Very. So we wouldn't be able to do this if we didn't have the support from them, I think.
Do they
Is,
come to shows? Have they been to shows?
Yes.
Are they going to come to shows? Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully?
Mine will
He's
not.
got his
No.
kids. I mean, wife, husband, and whoever Boudreaux decides to add into the mix, I'm sure they'd show
Maybe.
up. But
My oldest son may come eventually. I don't know. He's probably not into what we're doing. My wife will not come. I have a younger son with special needs.
Okay.
yeah,
So
Okay.
he's got friends in Louisiana, though. I'm sure they can come out to Houston when we play.
eventually they will. Yeah, I used to play in bands in Louisiana as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay,
used
so then break some doors down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Road trip,
well, eventually,
road trip.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a goal.
I don't know the metal scene in Louisiana though. I played a different type of music.
We can figure it out.
Yeah, seriously, if you have connections in the Louisiana music scene, get in the DMs.
I know people. Yeah, I can ask.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be
That'd
fun.
be cool.
Fun to go to play some metal show in NOLA.
Absolutely.
That would
and,
be cool.
And we would have a free place to stay.
Yes, we
All the
would.
people we know.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Is the goal to eventually, get out of Texas, though? Do you guys want to,
Oh, always.
yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. My goal.
Because some bands don't want to. Some bands are totally fine just
Oh yeah, I mean we
staying
love
local
playing in
and stuff,
Houston.
so-
I mean Houston it's got a really strong local music scene. There's several bands that are just so supportive, and we just share each other's stuff whenever we can. But yeah, it's kind of nice to get the fuck out of Houston too. Also, just like it's a change of scenery almost. Like it just makes you feel like more creative and different people that have never heard our bands, or maybe they just go to a venue just to go have fun, because most people that go to San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, they're just trying to find a place to chill out, have a beer, and listen to some music. And it'd be nice to turn more ears like that too. Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask some tough questions. You don't have to answer them. Do you, why do you think that people are maybe not going to shows as much as they used to? Have you noticed like a decline in people going to shows?
What do you think, Gil?
Well, everything is different now. I don't know if it's COVID or not. I just know back in the 90s, we played a lot. We were in a band. And back then, it was you wanted to play last. You wanted to be the headliner. Everyone was there for that. Nowadays, people show up to see who they came to see, and then they bolt.
Yep.
So no one wants to play last. Play last, you're just playing for the house. That's it.
I've brought that up a lot recently on
Yeah,
this
so-
podcast because I've noticed I'm like, is the headlining spot really the best spot
Yeah,
anymore?
that kind
last
of blew
spot.
my mind. That really blew my mind
It's
because
very
I'd never
different.
been in that situation before. And so, if we're playing with somebody and we play first, we'll typically hang around and watch the other bands just to support them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you're there anyways, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
and all the venues are far away from each other,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So BFE is not close to 19th hole. 19th hole is not close to Scout.
No.
Winters is out there somewhere. You know what I mean? They're nothing's close.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going out to a venue, just stay.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
At least stay for one more band. I'm really trying to convince people to do that. Or like
Right.
when you go outside to smoke, come back inside,
Right.
right? Like
Right.
at least for one more song from another band, at least.
We've
Because you
noticed
really
that.
might hear something that you like.
Yeah. Or they
It
might
blows my mind.
surprise you.
It blows my mind how,
that happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
people
does.
Like, oh, they're gone.
It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just see it all the time because, like, working down there on those Thursdays, and it's like, dang it.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
I get it, we're all, like, older and stuff, but is that what it is? Is that really what it is? We're just all getting older and we have day jobs and
I mean, there could be a lot of different reasons why people don't stay, and I don't want to make it seem like they're not, you know. I mean, sometimes it's important shit, but at the same time, there have been a lot of times when we've noticed that happen, and even with other bands, that we'll play first or second, and we try to stay for the third or fourth band, and even though we're tired and ready to go home, it's really good to like watch the other bands play and at least say, hey, dude, guys, come on, y'all did a good job. I mean, that's what we're all here for.
That's how. I think it's how we all feel. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna support the other bands.
It's a lot of work, bringing your drum set in, guitars, hooking up everything, and so yeah, we try to stay around and support whenever we can.
I mean,
And I think more people should. But
I think that's the only way venues are going to be able to stay open, right? Because like
Oh, yeah.
Acadia closed, like some venues
So
have
sad.
closed.
That
you know what I
broke
mean?
my heart.
that
That broke
heart,
my heart.
too. Yeah.
So
I
it's-
loved playing there.
if you want to keep venues open, you got to go out to venues, right? Because we all go see like big national acts and stuff, right? So like, why would you not want to go and try to support
Yeah.
your local people? I'm assuming. Okay, well, I don't have to ask this question because they do have merch, obviously.
Yes.
Do you think bands should have some form of merch?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, at least stickers or patches. I mean, I know it's expensive when you get to shirts or hats or anything like that, but just something that you can stick on stuff or give it to other people, and they'll see that and they'll be like, "Hey, what's that band like?" Or what's the sound that they put out? Anything really, because sometimes even I remember one of the first shows we played at 19 Toll Right. We didn't even have the freaking tip jar out. And I think it was somebody that was in the crowd grabbed a pitcher that you put beer in, and they set it down while we were
They're
playing
like,
in front
"Here."
and shoved a $20 bill in there. And I just thought it was so cool. I was like, wow, you like our... Yeah. I don't care if he was drunk or not, but I mean, it just felt like that was a really cool, supportive thing that happens that kind of turned our heads like, yeah, we should probably have.
And also, like, even major label bands, that's the way they make their money, is touring and merch sales.
Because the merch goes straight to
You
the
know,
band.
because nobody makes money off of music anymore.
Okay, because you would have to have like how many clicks or something would you have to make it worth it? Like 1 million?
Oh,
More
I
than
think
that?
even 1 million, you're not getting hardly anything as far as for like streaming royalties.
Yeah.
No, you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
very, very
It's
little.
kind of the downside of Spotify and all these. There's actually some bands, too, that will not put their music out on Spotify because of how they just don't pay out. But, I mean, most of the time when you're trying to get people to listen to your band,
Yeah, you need it everywhere. At
you
that
need
point.
it everywhere. So it's just, you never go on the social medias or whatever streaming things thinking that you're going to make any money. That's definitely not the end goal for that. That's just getting people to listen. But merch definitely, goes straight to the band. And
Well, people used to make money.
Oh, yeah,
People
they
used
used
like
to.
live
Yeah.
performances and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Once upon a
So, like,
time.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
once
like,
upon a time, for
Well,
sure.
original bands,
different.
I think it's probably always been hard. Cover bands are going to make money because they,
That's
they
what
usually
Spencer
draw.
says too. Is that cover
I mean,
bands
it's
yeah,
true.
they draw a lot
will
of people.
always make money
Because
yeah.
I heard some comments recently about people in cover bands, and it's weird that somebody, I don't know, they somebody made a comment. Can we just strike that?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I don't even want to
Yeah,
go there.
you're totally
Can you just
good.
cut that whole
Yeah,
section out
we will.
again? I'm sorry.
Just
No,
cut that
that's
out.
why I don't
No,
do
I'm
live all
sorry.
the time.
Yeah.
So people will just be comfortable
No.
talking.
Okay.
No, because I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole after I thought about it. I'm like, no, let's not
He's
go
like,
there.
You can hear some, some crazy shit.
And go.
I love it. I love it. So definitely okay. So do you guys do it yourself, or do you have someone else do y'all's merch? Like, are y'all pressing it and stuff yourself,
No,
or are
we don't
you
do that. No.
outsourcing? Okay, you're like, oh, absolutely
No,
not.
I do all the artwork, and then we have several different vendors that do it.
Okay, local, like here in Houston.
No, we're going to be moving to local in the new shirts, but like the current shirts, the hats, the stickers, the patches, the posters, all that stuff is from different people.
Dude, that's awesome. Like, I'll have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we
You'll have a lot
tried.
of merch.
Good job on Gil to make sure that hole gets filled because he's.
That's
done a
how
lot
we
of
make
that.
our money.
Yeah.
Because, if only a few people come to see us, but then the other bands are buying merch, then we're actually getting that money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I'm like, that would really be the only way you could make money, right? Is merch and stuff.
Yeah.
And like touring, I guess, because you would get
If
paid.
if they pay a cover charge and
Venues.
we get a cut of the door, then yeah, that's another avenue. But they definitely it's weird how venues do that now. You have to make sure that you say I'm here to see this band. But
Yeah, I've noticed that like a lot of the venues have like the list or whatever, which makes it really hard for me when I go see because
Yeah.
I can't pick I can't.
yeah, because
I'm
sometimes
at
you're there
BFE
to
and I was
see-
like, well, I'm here to see all of them, and they're like,
yeah.
one, and I'm like,
I wonder. Yeah, that's one of the questions I
Okay,
had in
here.
my brain too. How that works out if there's like 2 or 3 bands that you're there to support,
because everyone should get credit.
Yeah, I know. It gets tough, but at the same time, I mean, that's the reason why we do this. There's some good days and there's some bad days. Definitely. But at the end of the day, there's more and more ears that get to listen. So they may not have the money for merch at that point in time, but they may be like, oh, that band actually surprised me, or,
Do y'all have an online store, or is it just available at shows?
If you go to the website, whenthesundies.com, there is a merch section.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
That's what's
it's
up.
a little bit cheaper to buy at the show.
Yeah.
Rather than direct from there. So come to the show.
Come to shows, yes. Come to shows and stay.
Go support local music.
Seriously. Networking. Is it important? Do you think more bands should do it?
I think
Not enough bands
yes.
do it? That makes sense.
Networking with other bands. Yeah.
Critical, I think. Yeah.
Because I think that would be the easiest way almost to get booked at other shows, right? If you're
Yes.
making friends with
Yes.
bands from other places.
And the same thing happens too. They'll have a show lined up and a band will back out. I'll be like, hey, are y'all available to play? And we've gotten a few shows like that. So yes, networking with other bands, making sure you have a good rapport with other musicians here is imperative. Regardless if you like their music or not. Like it might not be your cup of tea, but I mean, to be quite okay. Let me side story. So I've gone to several open mic nights before I started playing with these guys, and there was one old man in particular. His guitar wasn't tuned, it's just he just went up there, just started playing shit, whatever. And I noticed a lot of people that were there just went outside to smoke. I stayed there and I sat there because to me, somebody that's performing on stage, regardless if you like them or not, have more balls than the people that are saying, oh man, that guy sucks. Oh man, and just sitting there critiquing, but they're not up there playing. They're not up there in front of the crowd. They're not, putting out their passion, regardless if it's good or bad. So I think it's really important to support local music whenever you're going out to shows or when you're performing with other bands. Just freaking be present, super important.
Because it does
Networking.
take a lot to get on stage, right?
It does.
I don't want to do it. When Chris drags me on stage, and sometimes it's Scout, I'm like,
Yeah. You feel
this
like
is a you thing, not a
Yeah.
me thing. Like, just let me sell
get the
candles.
jitters.
Like
You
this
do.
is so you, not me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I've noticed too. A lot of musicians have like an anxiety disorder too. Like, do you get super nervous? Like you're
You
gonna
feel
get
like-
you're gonna get sick and stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
Does that happen? Do you guys get nervous still? Any of you?
I do.
I don't.
No?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
I always get the pre-show jitters.
The pre-show jitters. Yeah.
But as soon as the first note hits of
Yep.
the song, it's like
When the lights go out
in the
and
zone.
then it's like a switch. So that's why also stepping out of the box for me is super important. Like I don't want to be the same person that I am when I first get there, and you'll notice it too. Like I'll turn into a completely different person. I think these guys do too. P78 comes out. So he doesn't, he's Gil right now, and I'm surprised he doesn't. He said he was gonna have it, but he
It's
doesn't.
in the truck.
You didn't bring it in.
I didn't know she
But
wanted it.
But
Oh,
you,
no,
you
no.
wouldn't be able to hear him.
Yeah, that would have been funny. He's trying to talk, you're all Darth Vader.
Well, it should be a show, right? I mean, isn't that what you're trying
that's
to?
what we're
You're
doing.
trying to put on a show, right? To really, I mean, when you're putting those, not all bands put on a show. Let me just say that, and please don't cancel me. And I'm not going to name any bands, but those that do, I think people remember them more.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like Vanilla Sugar, she looks very different when she's on stage.
Yeah.
When she's just in her normal people, except that damn pink hair. But she still looks so
Yes.
different. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You.
I mean, you remember
you do
'cause
the whole
sometimes
contacts and
people-
stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like some
like-
people really like.
The wireless mic is fun.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, she's all
Yeah.
over the
Oh
place
my
now.
gosh, I got that, and I'm just like freaking running around and climbing on stuff now. Versus when I first started playing, I did feel boxed in, if that makes any sense. So yeah, whatever you can do to get yourself in that frame of mind to rip shit up, definitely do it. Don't feel like you have to stay in one spot for sure. I think it's helpful for us as musicians because once he gets going, then I get going. Matt's freaking banging on the shit and breaking stuff. I'll look at Boudreaux sometimes because he can be kind of stark still, and I'll look at him and he knows.
He's like, okay, I got to start moving.
Well, no, it's not that, but like I get him out of his box by getting over there by him. So yeah, it's imperative.
stepping, brother.
Do the little bounce.
Do a line dance. There's a line dance for everything now.
Oh gosh,
Create a
yeah,
line dance for
that'd
a
be
song.
funny. The little hip switch.
So where do you guys get, like, what inspires the music? Y'all's music. Where do you get your
Matt?
inspiration from?
Well, we have a melting pot of all kinds of different bands that I grew up listening to, what he grew up listening to, because we met each other when we were freshmen in high school, and we jammed together back then. And back then it was Metallica, Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer. You know what I mean? And so that those were the pioneers. As a matter of fact, and I know he gets a bad rap. I don't give a shit. Lars Ulrich is the motherfucker that made me want to learn how to play drums. I heard one for the first time with the
And that was it. That's
and
what
I was
did
like,
it?
I want to spend the rest of my life learning how to fucking do that shit.
Can you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should add video of that into the podcast. Yes, that would be fun.
I guess musical influences for me would definitely be a lot of thrash,
Okay.
death, but also melodic metal. So I enjoy At the Gates, Crypta, Slaughter of the Soul is one of my favorite albums for At the Gates. But I also like listening to fucking bluegrass and shit. So it's like my stuff, when I'm performing, my influence, honestly, isn't really other people's music. Like, I know what I listen to, where I came from, but it's honestly just anger. It's a lot of repressed stress, a lot of things that are out of my control. And we always worry about life and family and stuff like that. And we've got a lot of stuff going on. And one of the primary anxieties I feel like as a musician is you worry about things you have no control of. But when I'm on stage, I have control of that. So I use that as kind of like a Dragon Ball Z type thing. Like you're pushing out the spirit bomb in a sense, like you're drawing all of it in and pushing it out. So for me, that's where I channel.
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. Gil?
Matt and I are mostly identical. It's old school thrash and punk to the weird Mr. Bungle and straight death metal, black metal. But when we play together, we know exactly what each other is doing, and we can tell when we're going to switch from a thrash to a helmet or a Pantera groove or something
Even
off the
more
wall
jamming,
like
yeah.
Primus. It's just that's what we do.
We just have so much fun. Boudreaux?
I'm probably the older guy. You know, I originally grew up, you know, in the 60s, 70s. So a lot of 60s, 70s music. Toto was a good, like a favorite band of mine. But like now, I don't know. I never was into the scream stuff, I'll say. And they know this.
Yeah.
Never was into the scream stuff too much. Love the music that we're doing. It's intricate. It's fun. It's really fun to play. I don't know, other bands that I liked. Of course, Rush. Band now, Carnival. There's a bunch of different cool bands now that I'm into. Ginger and, you know, Spirit Box. And so I'm getting more into the screams kind of stuff.
I love that he brings
It's
that
cool.
up because I have a hard time with it, and I've sat in so many like punk star shows
Yeah.
that honestly I have a hard time
It gets overplayed
telling
sometimes, yeah.
bands apart sometimes. Like if I'm not looking up, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm just working. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, there's another band. You know what I mean? I don't know if maybe that's why a lot of people don't go out to shows because everyone kind of is maybe sounding. And I am not convinced that everyone's saying words when they're screaming. Sometimes, like.
Yeah, sometimes that does happen. I mean,
I don't hear words all the time with some bands, and I'm like, "Are you guys fucked up? Did you actually say anything?"
grindcore is really fun with that. You know, when they start doing that with a pig squeal. I can't do a pig squeal, but
Yeah, I can't do that either.
yeah, I know.
We don't need you to.
Please don't. Yeah.
But if you want to, that's
But it goes in with the whole like logos too. That, and I'm not going to be able to find one now that I'm looking for it. Like
Yeah.
look like string cheese or something, right?
Yeah.
That are like
You
really
can't tell what the
hard
band
for me
name
to.
is.
I can't read it. Like I can't tag them.
That's
because
funny
I can't
that you say that because
read it.
I was
Look.
working in Austin.
He
and,
made one for us.
Yeah, Chris did it for a punk star merch, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "It's the thing," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
And then
can't read
somebody asked me that actually. I was working in Austin a few days ago, and they're like, "Does your band name have like some crazy death metal font where you can't tell what it is?" And I was like, "Actually, no, it's pretty legible.
can
But
read it.
wouldn't it be funny if it was like just a word or a brand that we all wear, and it's all death metal font? And you
Seriously, you
tell
can't
what
even
it is.
tell. And they're so like, there's been a couple
Death
bands
metal
that
Adidas or
they
some
don't
shit.
care. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't tag you, I can't promote you, like it's whole thing. And you're like,
Uh-huh.
we don't care, and I'm like,
I mean, it's cool
okay.
looking.
It is cool.
It is
It
cool
is.
looking.
Like I'm old.
But
or
then there's
something,
always
I
those
struggle.
people like, I like that band. Well, who are they? Or what's it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they walk out and they'll never know.
And I've seen some flyers for music festivals where it's like almost every single
Yeah.
logo is like
Mhm.
that.
You can't
Yeah,
And
the
I'm like,
Milwaukee
what
Metal
is it?
Fest.
I'm
I'll,
like,
I'll look through the
okay.
bands and I'll be like,
I'm like, help! Who has
Is
a
there a
set list?
font
Who's
under
playing
that?
that has a set list that I
Movie
know?
line band number
can I
one.
have the closed captioning for this?
I'm like, jeez, Louise.
Let me put my peepers on today. Yeah,
What's-
no, I still can't tell.
Is it a mixing of genres now? I think like back in the day, right? We used to have very strict like country, rock, hip hop. Now Beyonce's a country singer.
Mhm.
Like, do you think that's affected the scene? That there's not really set.
Are you talking about
Genres
Cowboy
and-
Carter? Cowboy Carter?
I used to talk shit about it all the time. I had to like give it a break for a
She
few
actually
episodes.
does
I was like,
good
she's
country.
gonna sue me. Oh,
She's actually really good at it.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave my opinion on that one out of this.
Bad
Yeah.
example. I got to figure out another example to use besides her. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's not very.
I feel
Like,
people
the lines are
struggle with.
blurred, maybe?
They feel like they have to pick a genre. You
Right.
know, they feel like they have to say. You know, there's a lot of when you make your distro kid, when you put it out on Spotify, they ask you to pick a genre, and it's like
Well,
sometimes
because
that's
it would be like
difficult.
emo, right? Like punk, metal.
Yeah, but some of our stuff is just completely out of the box.
Yes,
like-
I was gonna say that's one of the things I really enjoy about the way these two guys write is, you know, you have a song that's like hardcore, it's like thrash, and then the next thing is like, in the same song, it might be a breakdown. It's like almost disco, man. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like it.
You need an
like-
other box so y'all can just type it
32-bit
in.
machine is
yeah,
like
all,
that.
All the different. They have lots of. I mean, we have lots of different types of music.
That's
With
cool.
that music. All metal, but
All metal.
yeah.
do we have new music coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, we have new music every day.
I'm actually going in tomorrow to go track some drums for 4 songs, 4 new ones,
Okay.
and yeah. So tomorrow and Saturday I'll be tracking drums.
That's
for so-
exciting.
like
He's gonna go to work. He's gonna go to work and then work.
because
That's everybody, I swear.
yeah, I gotta go to work.
That's
And then I
everybody.
gotta
That's
work.
what happens today.
Yeah, that's everybody.
So like right now everything is just like it's programmed. So back to what you said about like how does the music start? Okay, I program drums, right? So then we have a song, so it's all programmed drums. Now we all learn them, and I'm playing that stuff live, yeah, with the acoustic drums. So this will be our first time going into the studio where I'm actually tracking my live acoustic drums and
Yeah.
stuff to it. So I'm,
I'm
very
super
excited
stoked for
about
him.
that.
Yeah.
Do you just like shoot up out of bed sometimes and like you're hearing music? Does it
Oh,
work like
oh.
does it work like that, or you're like driving down the street? And
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah,
oh shit, and you're like,
yeah.
does it work like that? I'm not a musician, so but I'm like totally convinced y'all's brains work
there
differently
have
than, like,
been a
normal
couple of
people.
songs
like
that-
non-musicians.
There have been a couple of songs where I've wrote lyrics to, and I kept them, and then I'll listen to a song and I'm like, wait a second, and I'll just structure it and it'll fucking fit. Like as long as the lyrics or the music is effective, regardless of where you're drawing your inspiration, dreams and stuff. Sometimes when you leave work and you're just like, you know what, that would be I'm feeling this when I wake up. He does that a lot too. Gil's the same way. Sometimes we just come up with shit and we store it like little hamsters and like, what can we do with this? You know, this is good stuff. And then we'll play it together and we're like, wait a second.
And there are a lot of songs in the catalog right now. A lot.
Okay. So do y'all have a record or an album, like a complete one yet? Do y'all
No,
have
not yet.
a complete one?
Well, that's part of him tracking
Is
drums.
that what's missing? Is
Yeah.
just these? Okay.
And then it'll just Mod Podge together and we'll get the full EP out. So I think
exciting.
we've also got like a second.
Well, okay, so written, we have 123 songs right now. So we've got
That's so many.
we've
It's
got
like,
about
oh,
8 records together, but we need to get in the studio, get the drums laid down,
Get them on wax. There's quite a few songs that still, because they're so fresh and they're so new, the ones that we've already gotten comfortable playing together, now we need to get those on wax, and the other ones still need to be kneaded like dough, like bread, like you're baking something. And
Do you guys do all of your own recording? Will you do that when you make your EP? Or you
Yes.
guys are able to do all that stuff by
Yes.
yourself? That's cool.
I used to do that for a living.
Okay, so
back in
that's
the day.
okay. So you don't have to outsource
Yeah,
it.
but he's actually doing the recording now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one doing the mixing.
And at some point soon, we are actually, I believe my friend did come back with, I'm just telling you all this now, sometime in June or July, we will be getting in to do a live video recording and also recording of those songs together live. They actually had a date, but it didn't work out for me because I was going to be out of town. I think it was the end of this month, so we'll get it done. I told them to put us on the schedule and see what dates they have available. So
Speaking of dates, what shows do you guys have coming up?
next Friday, April 11th, we'll be in San Antonio at the Mix.
At the Mix.
Yep. And Gil, that other show I believe is the Oleman show.
Well, there's one next month that we may be having issues with.
Okay.
Then Ojimon in June, BFE in September. Just the next 2 months, we've all got weird things going on the weekend, so it's kind of hard to book for the next couple of months.
It's the lead into
Especially when that
summer,
happens.
right? So it's like vacation time, kids are doing ish. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts. We just work it out within each other. So that calendar does help. It does help.
Yeah.
Once we find out,
We need to
found
share
out
a
how to use
calendar.
it. It
We
took
need to
me
share
and
a calendar.
Boudreaux a minute to figure it out because there's things you gotta make sure you have clicked for it to appear.
Yeah.
So that was kind of difficult for us to get the hang of, but once we did, it was good.
It's good. I love it.
Cool. Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean, she's always reminding me of everything that we have to do. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that sounds
we
like
have this today.
she's the one keeping the calendar for
Yeah,
sure
for
on
sure.
this one. Like I'll show up and I'll just be like, "Who are we interviewing?"
That also happens. Yeah.
I'm like, just be here at this time to set up, please.
Yeah.
No, but that's really cool. I can't wait to see you guys at Ojimon. I mean, again, I used to live in Spring Branch, so I know Ojimon. So
Oh, cool.
I saw we saw TV Dolls there
We did,
when
we saw
they
TV
did
Dolls.
their thing with the Houston Collective.
Mhm.
So that was cool.
And then you guys will eventually be on that too.
No,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because we share contacts and stuff now, so that's exciting.
So where can people hear the Houston Collective?
Well, it's online and then 90.1, so they're on just Facebook and the YouTube and all of those good things.
They can hear them
So-
at like what 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
on
8
Friday.
o'clock. And there's a lot of other cool podcasts that are on after that. It's just like the mine sets off like the Houston like scene basically, and then there's a couple others after mine. They're pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
can't
cool.
wait to hear it.
For sure.
Do we want to do shout outs to anybody? You guys want to?
Oh man, there's so many people we would probably want to shout out to. Gildy, any ideas? I mean, of course, the local bands that have supported us, and I could shout out names, but right now, I think I would draw a blank and feel bad if I forgot anybody. So I'll just keep that in my bubble. And those bands know who they are.
Yep, those people know who they are for sure.
Yeah. And we keep supporting their band too. Like if you go on our social media, you'll see a lot of those bands pop up and sharing shows, and we share there. So, yeah.
It takes 2 seconds, right? I mean, we all spend a lot of time on social media. Like,
Yeah,
and share.
I mean,
just like
just
and share because
if
you
you
might be
can.
friends with someone that
Yeah.
they're not friends with. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
the whole algorithm, just like and share. Just takes 2 seconds.
Share it all. Yeah. Even if you can't show, or if we have stuff going on and other bands playing, or we're playing the same night, we still share their shows on top of ours, even if we're playing the same night. So
Yeah. And there's gonna be times in Houston where a lot of cool bands are playing at different venues
on the same
at the same time.
Uh-huh. That does happen a
That
lot.
happens a lot.
Mm-hmm. We've
So
already
that-
encountered that. That's like one of the main
That makes it
issues we
hard.
had with the San Antonio getting booked. So just like, yeah, y'all are doing the thing, so are we. Woo!
I love it. Okay, gosh, this was so much fun. I had fun.
Yes, it was a
This
ton
was
of fun.
cool.
Thank you for having us.
He was
on.
so excited, dude. He was so excited.
Well, no, because I mean, I just got a chance to redo the roundtable.
Yeah, because we didn't really,
again,
you
it's
know
like
what I mean? So
Well,
felt
like I
a
was
certain way
telling the
about it,
guys after I did that, though, I was
Mhm.
like, we gotta do this as a band.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
she did.
For
I know y'all
sure.
will enjoy this.
I was like hitting her up the next day, being like, I didn't get to hear anything from you. Like,
I know.
yeah,
And it's so cool that we finally got to do it.
I know.
yeah.
I need to do another roundtable.
Are there any
too. We
critiques
should.
on my setup? I know you guys are like film and like producers, right? So it's like
He's trying to impress the
I'm
real
trying to.
hard.
I really was trying to go all out today.
I
Like,
noticed the
nah,
gaff tape work.
Yes.
No, this is super fun, guys.
Yeah, it's
For
always
sure.
fun.
Dude, I
For
love
sure.
it.
Well,
Yay.
playing music with these guys, number one, is just
Well, because y'all are like family, right? I mean, I think
Yeah, pretty
successful
much.
bands
it's so much fun.
kind of have to be
I've
at
been
this
working
point.
with him for over 10 years now.
Well, that'd be awkward if the
Like-
band broke up.
Well, no, not at all.
We talked about
But
that.
like I told him, I wish why didn't we do this 10 years ago? You know,
Why didn't you do it 10 years ago?
I don't think the.
Timing, maybe? Just timing wasn't right.
I don't know if those two
Yeah.
were in touch still as
Oh
much.
yeah,
That was the problem.
Yeah.
We should have been though.
we should have been.
Right?
But hey,
Then the number would be
no
close-
regrets. No regrets.
Oh, not even one letter?
No.
I love it. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. This
That's
was fun.
funny.
I love it.
No, this was a lot.
We get a
Yeah,
neck
this
tattoo.
was good. Oh my gosh, don't. Oh my gosh, okay. I love it. Okay, shout out again to Lucid Scream Studios for letting me be here and occupy their space. Yeah. And the Houston Collective in 90.1. And that's it. Like, share, subscribe.
Thanks, guys.
Get your ass to a show. Stay for another band, please, or a song.
Come check us out.
Yeah, and check them out.
Come check
Follow.
us. Let us entertain your eyeballs. Us being weirdos on stage.
They do a good job, seriously.
Enter
It's
ear
very-
holes.
In your ear holes.
That should be on a shirt.
Your eyeballs and your ear holes.
Put it on a bumper sticker. People would be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, I love it. Okay, yay, that's it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.